Hello,
Oh, good afternoon. What's up?
nice to meet you.
Your name is Andre, right?
Yes,
Is it- Mm,
and now I want to introduce you to our esteemed audience. Andrew, welcome to the interview. It's a pleasure to have you here and give our followers the chance to learn more about the man behind the Buzzsaw. You are still early in your boxing journey, but you have already experienced some serious moments inside the ring and in the gym. Today, I want to beyond the records and talk about your story, your great story, your mindset, your battles, and where you believe this journey can take you. Andrew, so take us all the way back and tell us how did Andrew Baptiste first fall in love with boxing?
um, I would say first boxing wasn't even the first thing in my mind. Boxing was well, first one was I was just say I'm from Brooklyn, New York. Um, it's about I'm trying to think at least 10 plus world champions out of my city. Not including the seven out of Brownsville, Brooklyn, New York. Infamously known to create the legendary Mike Tyson himself, along with others. But boxing wasn't even like first sport of mine. I started playing basketball. Um, I'll say about when I was like six. Six was like 6 years old. That was like my first year. I started playing basketball, and I'm trying to think. I'm sorry, this is my first time doing this. I ain't gonna front. I don't really like. I normally at this like my first time doing interviews. I'm trying. Um, yeah. So like I was saying, basketball was like my first sport in mind. It wasn't even boxing. Like, normally boxers, professionals, they started around the age that I started playing basketball. They started around like from 5 or even before that, like 4 years old, 5, 6, 8 years old. But that was like I wasn't really thinking of about that about at that time. There were a lot of trials and tribulations. Me dealing with the death of my father at 8 years old, and then the environment I grew up in Brooklyn. And then on top of like basketball didn't really help me like control my anger and stuff I was in. It's anger due to the stuff I was going through as a child. Basically, yeah. I just turned to boxing after high school. Now I was I'll say about
I'm glad we can continue the interview. Thank you. I appreciate this opportunity.
hmm Yeah, thank you as well. Um, what was the first question? Well, what was the question again? Yeah, I'm sorry.
My friend, what do you remember about your very first serious boxing session?
What do I remember about my first boxing session?
Yes,
All right. So what happened was, well, what I recall. So what happened was, I ended up going to a community center at first, and it's a community center for by the NYPD or by a neighborhood, not well, not a neighborhood I live at, but a neighborhood not too far from where I live at. So what happened was, I ended up going to that spot because it was an email sent by a police officer, and he basically sent me meet me at the security center if you're interested in boxing. I ended up going there. I'm seeing a couple kids. Then I end up seeing the cop I was going to work with, and I'm on with another coach there. He did MMA and stuff, but he was like helping. I was assisting the 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 cop I was supposed to meet up for the boxing session, and then he drove us on a van to the gym. As I get to the gym, it just like I just smelled like I don't know if it was me, but like I just smelled it. I just felt that like the atmosphere of being in the gym just for the first time, and it was like I can't I don't know how to say it, like how to explain it, but it was just it was just something like kind of new to me, something new to me. Let's see, they made me I remember I had to do I had to be on the treadmill. Then after I did on the treadmill, yeah, I didn't do jump rope at the time. I wasn't even good at jump rope, honestly, but I had to be on the treadmill. Then they made a shadow box. Then I had to hit the heavy bag, whatever. Yeah, I had to hit the heavy bag, and then what? It was other stuff I had to do. I think calisthenics. That was the last. I could have. They was not letting the spar. Like absolutely not. Like of course it was not. He was not having the spar or whatever. No. But then I was watching the experienced people spar or whatever. I was like, damn, how do I get to that? How do I get better than them? You know, that's what I was pretty much thinking about. Like, how do I get to their level and ahead of them? And that's what kept me going. To keep going, to keep going. The boxing journey.
Your nickname is very impressive. Buzzsaw. The
Yeah,
Buzzsaw is a
appreciate it.
nickname that immediately gives people an image of an aggressive and relentless fighter.
Hmm?
How did you get the nickname The Buzzsaw? And what does it mean to you personally, your nickname?
Um, so it's funny because, well, I named myself that. Um, and I was naming myself. I was trying to figure out like what nicknames to call myself. Like I called myself the Iceman, one, um, the Atomic Bomber, the A Train. But then it was my coach that said it in a conversation. Like both my coaches had a conversation. Um, he was like, "Yo, he's like a buzzsaw. He's like a buzzsaw," and it just stuck with me because I guess the way he saw how I spar and stuff. Like I throw a lot of punches. I throw with bad intentions. I throw with high volume, and like I'm pretty precise and sharp with my own my punches. Like I mean, ever since I've been in there with some more experience, some of them top notch guys, I just been held on my own. So I just ran with the name Buzzo. I think it fits my style. I think it just fits everything about how I am as a fighter, how I approach it. Because in the amateurs, you gotta have like it's about volume. You gotta throw a lot of punches and punches and punches and punches and punches and punches. Yeah. So I think that I just the name just resonated. And it also it was a fighter. Yeah, I don't know if anybody knows a fighter out there that had that name prior. The white Muhammad Kwai, rest in peace. He passed away, I believe, last year or so. Very underrated fighter. He was a cruiserweight, but he was 5'6", 5'5", 5'6". Like, he was really small for that weight class. But the way how he dismantled Michael Spinks, I believe, or Leon Spinks, it was one of them. Leon Spinks, I believe. When he was dismantling taller guys, using his speed, his his head movement, slick counters. Oh yeah, he also fought him Evander Holyfield too. Yeah, how I forget about that. They had a 15-round cruiserweight battle. Yeah, it was a war. But the way how he slip counter and everything, yeah, somebody great to study. And he studied and he started boxing late as well. So after doing time in prison, so his study is like motivational and somebody you should like look up to. The White Muhammad Kwai for sure.
You told me that you won your first amateur match after
Mm-hmm.
moving up to 176 pounds.
Like
That
light heavyweight.
that's a serious challenge because stepping into a new weight class can completely change the physical dynamic. You also finished that fight by TKO in the second round.
Yep.
What was going through your mind when you realized you were about to win your first amateur fight by stoppage?
All right. So it's funny because you said it's a new weight class. It wasn't. Well, 176. It wasn't new to me because that was my second time fighting that weight. But naturally, like the weight class I should fight at, I'm a middleweight. I should be fighting at 165. But so what happened was my co-coaches was like, you want to fight at 176? This was like a week prior to it. So I just took the fight last minute. And I was like, yeah, I'll do it. This was like a last minute day, you know. And yeah, I just took the opportunity, got to the fight. I was a little nervous. I'm not gonna be, I ain't gonna lie. I was nervous because I don't know who it was. I don't know who the guy was and everything. It's amateurs, you know. He might put you in there with a killer, whatever, but you know. But then I saw the guy how he was warming, whatever, and he was doing a couple things. He was doing multiple things once. I was like, all right, I'm gonna just, I know what to do. Um, he was a southpaw, but he was aggressive. Like people misconcept being a southpaw automatically make you slick. It really doesn't. You know, it's just a different stance. It's just a stance that, that wasn't common at first, but it's starting to get more common now because nowadays everybody want to be a southpaw. But it's more of the familiarity. The familiarity. It's more of the the usual versus unusual concept. You know, most people are used to fighting righties instead of southpaws. So if you're not used to fighting at that angle, somebody off that stance or using angles, it's gonna throw you off. So what I realized with him, he was trying to bang it out, trying to throw hard shots at me. So I was just trying to box him. The first round, I was boxing, boxing, but every time I box him and step back, like I'll give him opportunity for him to pressure me and come inside. So my um coach in my corner was telling me, all right, make it adjustment. Don't let him get started. Push him back and press him back because he's not good fighting backwards. So the next round I switched it up. If you notice, I started pushing him back, pressing him back because he was not good fighting backwards. That's another thing. Usually when guys pressing you and like they try to throw hard shots, people tend to like want to lie on fighting backwards. You gotta press. What I realize is guys fighters that fight like that style, they don't know how to fight backwards usually. So if you press them back, it's gonna throw off their whole game plan. So I made the adjustment and I started pressing them back and throwing hard shots, head into the body, and yeah, I even switched southpaw myself. I'm a switch hitter as well, so I ended up switching southpaw myself, and yeah, I got the TKO victory. I think it was a punch I threw or something, and his forehead started bleeding. So they stopped it after that. After I gave him an 8 count first. I first gave him an 8 count after I was doing like it was like a 5-piece combo I threw at him. So 5-piece combo, and then after I came back from after the rest stopped, let's continue. Um, I switched southpaw and then I just tried to throw 8 hard shots at him, and then they stopped it because he was bleeding from the forehead in the second round. Yeah.
Every serious boxer eventually loses a fight. It's normal, and the response is what separates fighters. Some people allow a defeat to damage their confidence. Others use it as fuel and come back better than before. How
Mhm.
do you personally deal with your first defeat? Tell me please about your first defeat in career.
Uh, it's my amateur debut. I fought against another fellow Compton Kids guy out of my gym. I fight for Compton Kids. I fought for an it was a smoker. I don't know if you know the guy. He goes by the name Dave Sieve. He's now a coach now, but he was a former police lieutenant, and him and Pascal Russo. Them two, shout out to them. Like they the one that created the whole Compton Kids gym. If it wasn't for them, like like guys like me, I wouldn't be probably be into boxing for real. I mean, well, I would never be into that gym. I wouldn't know about the gym or anything, or get the opportunity to get to work in that gym. So, um, it was at a smoker in Jersey. I was supposed to really fight for somebody else, but long story short, they ended up getting sick. So, I ended up finding somebody else. I'm one of Dave's kids. I already worked with Dave, and I already knew kind of had ideas. Well, I had an idea how he's gonna come out since it was both our first fight, whatever. Um, and basically, what happened was the first round, I was boxing. I was bouncing. I was trying to be on the back foot, move around a bit, see if he trying not to let him dictate his attacks. And I guess they must have gave him that round since he was throwing more punches than me, and he was like he had control over me in the center of the ring. So I guess they gave him the first round. Usually, and there's another thing. It's usually if you win the first round, you probably win the fight most likely. That's one thing I realized. Now, as I find in the amateurs, like you got to win the first round convincingly. Um, so they probably give him the first round, the engine out for the first round, and the second round. I think it was like a toss up. It was a toss up because I landed a couple good shots on him. I was landing them right hands a lot. I was landing the right hands a lot, and made him stumble, went back across the other side of the ring. So yeah, it was the second round. I think he probably won the second round too. He probably won the second round. I think he won the second round, and then the last round I gave him the 8 count. Just because I landed a good right hand. He ended up flying back across the ring. So um, I was about to go and try to possibly stop him, but he was a really tough guy. He was really tough. He landed a couple good uppercuts on me. And yeah, it was a good fight. It was a good but I ended up getting tired after the 8 count. It slowed down my mental, whatever. And then yeah, I guess he started picking up the pace as try to get back from possibly losing that round, or whatever. And yeah, that's what really happened. I guess I ended up losing via split decision.
Your story is very interesting, and next will be more interesting for our viewers
Yeah.
because you specifically mentioned sparring Matthew LeftyGunz Gonzalez.
Mhm.
What did sparring Matthew Gonzalez teach you that you still use today? Tell me please about your sparring with Matthew Gonzalez.
Uh, yeah. Shout out to Matthew Gonzalez, LeftyGunz. Shout out to him. It's funny because I don't even think I was even supposed to spawn for because like the experience gap is like not even close. He's a pro. He been boxing since he was 8 years old. I think he won the Golden Gloves like at 140 well 141 if I'm not mistaken. Or it probably was 132, 141, one of them weight classes. So he dominated. Well, he along with like Edgar Berlanga, he been with Edgar Berlanga. He fought Richard Hitchens, Africa. He fought couple of notable names, and he was one of them top guys in that in the New York Golden Gloves. So yeah, basically the first time I spotted him, his coach was looking for guys like he was asking me, "Oh, are you sparring? You sparring?" I'm like, "Yeah," and he was basically trying to look for somebody, I guess at 165 or something, because he was probably walking around 163 at that time, I think. Yeah, he was walking around heavy because he fights at 140. So I told him I fight at 165, and basically he told my coach that maybe try to set me up to fight sparring or whatever, and basically that's what really came about. I ended up sparring him after one of my teammates sparred him first. They did 4 rounds, and then I ended up doing 3 rounds to finish it off. What I could say is with him, like he was a, he wasn't gonna lie to me. I would say I don't think he was gonna lie to me. Like he was trying to you know, press the action. He's pressure fighter. He got speed, power, good. Like he throws into the body and he goes up top. Um, and he's pretty fast. So and it was my first time sparring a pro for real. So yeah, I had to be. I was a little nervous. Like I was trying to be on my A game, but of course he figured out I could handle it. So um and yeah, ever since then I spawned him again and again and again. Like I did I don't know how many times. I spawned him at least 5 times. Like we did, yeah, spawned at least 5 times. And I learned a lot from him. I learned how to fight in the back foot more, how to deal with somebody pressing you, throwing in the body. Yeah. Shout out to Matthew Gonzalez. And he's now signed to Danny Garcia Promotions. So yeah, somebody at that level, he brought a lot of out of me, honestly. Yeah, for sure.
You have also shared the ring in sparring with Franchon Crews-Dezurn, the
Yeah.
hard-hitting diva. She
Mm,
is known for toughness,
yep.
experience, and championship mentality.
Yeah.
Being around fighters with that kind of mindset can influence a young boxer tremendously. What did you learn from your experience around Franchon Crews-Dezurn?
Uh, yeah. Shout out to Franchon Crews-Dezurn. Shout out to her too. It's funny because I didn't even think I was gonna spar. But I go coach. Oh yeah, most importantly, shout out to Coach Greg Duggins. Shout out to him. I think you follow him on IG if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Greg Duggins. Greg Duggins. Yeah, he the man. He got me. He the one that got me to that next level. Honestly, after he grabbed me from Coach Frank. He who that's who I started with. I'm gonna say I should have said that. But yeah, back to Franchon. So basically, what happened was she ended up coming to the gym because I believe she was showing support to Nisa Nisa Rodriguez who was also like she used to be flying out of our gym, and now she's basically coaching kids and this and that here and there. Well, she haven't lately because a situation, but yeah, it's like basically I think she was showing support to Nisa because she was like I think she's was like pregnant at the time. I think she still is pregnant, but yeah, um she ended up coming to the gym, work with a couple people. And my coach was like, "Yeah, put him in there." He was like, "Put him in there." Go for John, and I ended up going in there with her. I first did I did like a round, and then um he was she was like, oh, I like to work," and I said something to stick to her. I was like, "Oh, I'm going light." She was like, "Oh, word, you going light?" And then basically, she and my coach agreed like, "All right, let's do 2 more rounds." So we ended up doing 2 more rounds. Well, I ended up doing 2 more rounds with her. It's like 3 total. Um, and then yeah, it was good work. And then she ended up coming back next week, like on a Saturday. Yeah, she came back next week. Ended up doing 3 rounds with her again. And yeah, I ain't gonna lie, like for a woman, she could punch. I'll tell you that for sure. She's very tough. She's very tough. Yeah, I can see why Carissa Shields had problems with her because she brings that toughness ingredients out of you. She landing good shots. She landed a couple good shots to the body and then up top. Yeah, I learned a lot. I learned a lot from them. I had to like box and use my speed. You know. Yeah.
You also listed Carmine Gentile
Hmm?
among the fighters you have sparred. Every experienced opponent brings a different style and a different problem to solve. That variety can make your own boxing much more complete.
Well, I like that. I got overwhelmed by Carmine Chan too. I got overwhelmed by him. I'm not gonna lie. I did. He out of all of them, like that was like my biggest challenge. Carmine, Gen 2. Shout out to him for sure. He just won the international Havoc tournament. He just won the 2026 Havoc tournament in Florida, 165 pounds. So shout out to Carmine and his brother James Hentel, James Hentel, and well, James fight at 165 youth. Carmine fights 165 men's, and then Shamar Jerry. Them three out of our my gym. They won the tournament. Shamar won the 143 open men's. So shout out to all of them.
Jaden Harvey,
Yep.
what, did you take away from your rounds with Jaden Harvey?
Oh yeah, shout out to Gina Harvey too. He fought Carmine in the finals. What I heard was he he landed he was landing a lot of combos against him like the first round, but then he gave it away the last two. But what I learned like personally sparring him, you gotta like press the action with him. You gotta make him fight because he's slick. He's a great counter puncher, and he likes to time you. You know, you can't wait for him to like uh dictate his pace and just try um you can't let him like set off his momentum and his shots because then pretty much giving up his game plan and he's pretty much gonna try to take you apart, just counter you, um, landing good shots to the body. Yeah, that's what I learned. Like you gotta like press him, make him fight instead of landing box and counter you. But other than that, it was great work because of the pedigree and the experience. He was number two ranked in 165 in 165 pounds, which is like my weight class. So it's great for the experience. Yeah, great experience. Good for them, you know, leveling up and getting better. Sure.
Michael Lyons.
Hmm.
Michael Lyons is another name you included when talking about your sparring experience.
Yeah.
Having access to different fighters gives you an opportunity to test yourself constantly.
Yeah.
Sometimes one round in the gym can reveal something you never knew about your own game.
Hmm?
What did your sessions with Michael Lyons teach you?
Oh, well, I mean, with Mike, like, yeah, shout out to him as well. He's one of Coach Dave's fighters. Like that's like his best fighter out of all of them, probably be. Um, with him, Dave didn't make us like, he made us work, but he didn't want us like, go at it and try to kill each other. Then. He know how to work with you. So I learned how to like. He was telling me like, yo, you gotta be more, have more variety with your attacks. You can't be like throwing the same shots over and over again, and try to like mix it up a bit. I try to work on like being more slick and mix up my offense. With him because he's good at attacking off the angles. He's good at throwing the jab, and he's gritty. He's gritty and tough. So yeah, it was a great experience working with my Michael Lyons or Mike. We call him. Oh, I call him. What we call him in the gym. Like, but yeah, for sure. I don't think he was. I think he's ranked. I don't think I don't know if he's ranked nationally, but he was close to winning the ring masters of this year. He ended up coming short against that Albanian dude. But arguably, from what I heard, he arguably won that fight. They just gave it to the Albanian dude because you know how it is in the amateurs because they know they know him more and this and that. But yeah, it was a great experience learning from Mike Lyons. Like he taught me a lot. Shout out to him.
Absolutely. Absolutely, you are right. It's great experience. And next, more interesting, Nadim Saloum. You
Hmm.
also mentioned Nadim Saloum as someone you have sparred. What is one thing you remember learning from Nadim Saloum?
Oh yeah. So basically with him, his coach Sosa. So yeah, Coach Sosa. Um, he basically it was like one day I came on Tuesday, I believe, and he was like, "Oh, you helping out Nadim? Um, yeah, you gonna go work with Nadim?" I was like, "All right, fine." Yeah, and I did like 4 rounds with him. And basically I was just working off the jab for real. I was working on moving and working off the jab and trying to work on my head movement, this and that. But what I realized, um, my coach Greg wanted me to outwork him. You know, he felt as if I could have outworked him, do more combinations. But it was also good for the experience. You know, that's why I say it was also good for the experience because he's a pro. He fights at super middleweight. You know, it was good for adding experience, getting sharper, getting better, adding more tools. So yeah, shout
Lasha
out to him.
Gurguliani.
So
Lasha,
Giuliani, yeah.
you also named Lasha Gurguliani among your
Hmm.
sparring experiences. Working with different fighters can prepare you for unpredictable nature of competition. You never
Yeah.
know exactly what style your next opponent will bring. Tell me please about boxing style Lasha Gurguliani.
Lasha Giuliani, yeah, shout to him. He fights for the Team Combat League, New York Attitude. Um he don't he came up short against Rashidi Ellis. That's like a very normal name prior to him being Team Combat League. But yeah, everybody else he just pretty much like damn near like dominate them. He's a great boxer that's like heavy handed. So it's like with him, he's like moving around, moving around, moving around, but at the same time, he catch you with something like you definitely gonna feel it. Like like he's very heavy handed. I remember one time he threw he threw a shot to the body, and like I ended up getting like winded. Like I felt it. It was like it's like ooh, like I didn't even want to go back in the ring with him, back in the ring. But shout out to Lasha. He helped me work on my movement. He was telling me to stay loose. You gotta move around. Don't stay in the center. Move around the ring. Move around the ring. So I was working on my head movement and being more slick and being more loose with my feet. So that's what I got from him for sure. And then counters that too, but mainly being more slick and loose with my feet and yeah, attack it off angles. Because also he's a southpaw, and I start off as a conventional fighter. So the open stance fight, our jab hands align with each other. So I had to work on attacking off the angles and everything. Yeah.
John Gotti 3. You mentioned John Gotti 3 as another fighter you have shared the gym with. Being around fighters with different styles of experience, different level of experience can teach you a lot about preparation. I can also show you what the professional fight world demands mentally. What did you learn from that experience with John Gotti 3?
Drew, go to say the name again. I'm sorry. Wh- What was the pro name? The pro name I said. You said I'm trying to remember the name.
John Gotti. John Gotti.
Oh, John Gotti. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Because the accent threw me off. I'm trying to think like, John. Oh, yeah. I sparred him twice. So Coach Normal, yeah, he got us running together. Because every Wednesday, he's like, I was like, every Wednesday, he had us like run through 3 miles and stuff. So I met John Gotti there along with his brother, that day. And what happened was, he put us up together because he fights at 175 pounds. I walk around 175. So he was like, all right, I'm gonna put you with work with you with it. So the first time I sparred him, um, I remember he caught me with a good right hand, and it felt like a brick hit my face, or whatever. So like, yeah, like I had to be loose and work on had to move my head and be on my back foot in boxing, you know. And then here and there I press him back, throw my shots off to start off my attack. But um yeah, shout out to John Gotti. He's the one that fight. He fought Floyd Mayweather twice in the exhibition, so him getting that experience, it was just pass on experience to me. Take off, basically just learn more, learn how to deal with somebody with that style. That you know, that's what I was just say. Just adding more experience, making me more sharper, made me a better fighter overall. Adding more in my arsenal. I should say. I spoiled him twice. The second time I spoiled him, it was better work, but yeah, he definitely helped me become a better fighter. Shout out to John Gotti the third.
Your coach. Behind almost every boxer is a coach who sees
Hmm?
things the fighter cannot see. A good coach has to know when to push you and when to protect you. What does your coach mean to you? And what is the biggest lesson he taught you? Tell me please about your coach.
All right. Well, I worked with a lot of coaches, multiple coaches. Um, my main coach now was Greg Duggins. Shout out to Greg Duggins. Greg Duggins, man. Some people say he crazy. Some people say he rugged. He do too much, but I think it's out of tough love. Like because remember, he did like he did time in prison, and then once he came out, during that time, he started learning boxing and then becoming a coach. Um, and he been coaching boxers since 1998. That's what he always tell me. Like I've been coaching boxers since 1998. Um, so basically with that experience, and that like you learn like being with somebody with that experience, like you learned a lot. You pick up on a lot. He told me a lot of things, but most importantly, he always tell me like, yo, believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. And no matter who is in the ring against you, it doesn't matter who you spawn or whatever. I want you to believe in yourself. That's the most important thing. And ever since then, ever since I've been holding my own since, you know, more experienced guys and time knowledge guys, I just had that thing in my mind. Like I gotta believe in myself. I can't be overwhelmed, can't let nobody like take me out my mental fortitude. And that's the most important thing. Because if you're mentally not there, no matter how you good physically, it's a mental battle. It's a mental warfare. So if you're not mentally there, then it's gonna be really hard for you to last in the boxing ring. So shout out to Greg Duggins, along with other coaches as well. But yeah, he's the one that got me to that next level.
Boxing can be brutal. The
Yeah.
hardest part of boxing. The physical pain is only one part of the challenge. What is the hardest part of your boxing journey personally? Tell me please about the hardest part of boxing for you.
it's a multiple things part of boxing, like sacrifice. You can't really like do you can't party a lot, you can't really like enjoy life. Well, not to like the average person would enjoy life. You gotta like take your time and focus on training and sparring, this and that. It takes a lot. It takes a lot of you, and then you dealing with people that's throwing punches at you. That's that different pressure. If you're not used to somebody throwing shots at you, then it's like it's very overwhelming. That's why they say boxing is the toughest sport. And on top of that, you're not getting paid by doing this. Especially in the amateurs, you're not really getting paid. Even in the pros, you probably might get paid. Let's just say you make $600 a fight. You gotta split that up for you gotta split some of your payment. Split some of that up. You might take some of that off to your trainers, to your opponent, purse, to the doctors, whoever. You gotta split the money that you expected to get. You thinking for yourself, you gotta split that up on multiple ways. So you basically probably get left off with $100 off that fight. And depending on how your notoriety is, depending on if you're the A side and B side, that can make it that can determine like how much you come off with the fight. And yeah, it's just a lot of things in boxing that you know that just makes it difficult. Like once again, sacrifice, you know, not getting paid from it, take a lot of blows to the head, you know, yeah, you're risking your life. You're risking your life doing this, but that's what comes with the territory. A majority of the boxers, they have like a usually have a tough upbringing growing up, so it's just something about the sport that just like motivated and pushes us, you know, to get to that next level, you know. It's like a multiple things I should say.
By the way, what do you want to change in your boxing career?
Um, I don't think I want to change. I mean, probably get more active, get more fights in, probably. But as of right now, I don't think I could want or need to change anything. I mean, of course, we would want all get paid, but that's not realistic. Especially like if I ain't really proved nothing in this sport of boxing yet. I only got 6 fights in, so I'm still new. I'm still learning. Still a lot to learn and grow about myself. Know myself as a fighter. I don't know as much myself as a fighter per se as though a couple things, but I'm still learning. I need to learn a lot. I'm still learning a lot. Every time I get in that ring, every time I'm training, this and that, learning more and more and more and more by myself. So, um, I can't really sit there and answer that question like what exactly I want to change. Probably the one thing I'll probably say is probably being more active, like getting more fights in. But other than that, it's pretty cool. It's all right with me. And that's all I can really say.
Every boxer grows up watching someone and thinking, I want to fight like that. Sometimes it's the technique, sometimes the mentality, and sometimes the personality. Those influences can shape a fighter's style without him even realizing it. Who is your favorite boxer of all time, and what do you admire most about them?
Got two people in mind. I got or well, this generation,
Oh,
yeah, nah, it's two people I'll say. I'll say, well, full time it's either between Marvin Hagler, rest in peace, Marvin Hagler, and Terrence Bud Crawford. And what I like about both of them is like the mentality, like especially Marvin Hagler. He goes in there like it's a war, like it's like war with him. That mental fortitude. He just basically that discipline and that mental fortitude he got, like it's just outmatched. Um, it took him 50 fights to get for a title shot, which is not even common nowadays. So you got a couple guys that might get a fight. This might argue more easier, like 15, 20 fights in. So imagine you already damn near dominate the middleweight division, and they're not even giving you opportunity to fight. And it's still like it's like 50. You're already 50 fights in. That could be frustrating, but with Marvin Hagler was like, I'm gonna just keep wiping these guys out, keep proving why I'm the best middleweight in the world, and that's what he pretty much did. And then same and Terrence Bud Crawford, the way how he carry himself, the way how he overcome, his trial and tribulations growing in Omaha, Nebraska, growing up and with that situation with his moms and pops and stuff. Um, yeah, it basically like inspired me, since I'll just say that mental fortitude. It's not even like just a physical, not even just like they switch hitting ability and technicality. It's not, and it's really a mental thing mainly per se. How to go about the sport of boxing. That's really like inspired me, make me be like consider them one of my both of them my favorites for sure.
Your dream opponent. Every
Hmm?
fighter eventually imagines standing across the ring from someone famous. If you could fight any boxer, who do you want to boxing against in the future? Your dream opponent.
That's a good question. That's for everybody. That's for anybody. Nah, my dream opponent. Damn, that's a good question. Uh, I'm still thinking. I'm still thinking. Uh, I'll say, my dream opponent. There's so many names in my head, like I don't even know. Probably, probably James Tony. Yeah,
Oh,
James likes that. It wouldn't be an easy fight though. I'm not saying that it's an easy fight. Like there's so many names like James Tony, Roy Jones Jr. or Bernard Hopkins. Bernard Hopkins, Oscar De La Hoya, um, Canelo Alvarez, Marvin Hagler, Sugar Ray Leonard. Like so many names you go out there and say, but I say probably James Tony, probably. But it would be a very hard fight though. It wouldn't be easy for sure. It would not. It would be very difficult dealing with that.
oh. What about modern boxers?
Like, what was my dream fight?
Yes, modern boxers.
Oh, I mean, I'm an amateur, so like pros, like professional boxers or amateurs. No, no, I'm actually do what's my dream fight in the pros? Oh, oh, hi, Carlos Adames.
Oh,
Carlos Adames. Oh yeah, Adames. Yeah, Adames or
Kim Tzu.
say again?
Kim Tzu. And
What's him?
again,
Yeah,
Kim Tzu.
probably yeah.
Oh. Behind every young fighter, there are usually people who have supported the journey. How important has your family been throughout your boxing journey?
It's been important, my mom, and her fiance, like they've been in my corner throughout majority of my fights. Even in my fourth fight when I got stopped in the ringmasters, it was in my corner, trying to keep my head up and it's like, yo, keep moving forward, don't give up. So it was like very, very important. Even though the guy I fought, I could have beat him easily, but I just wasn't mentally and physically prepared in that fight. I was dealing with a rib injury, and I didn't. But at the same time, like I wasn't. I wasn't doing what I was supposed to do. I wasn't sparring a lot. I should have sparred more and cut and then be more disciplined with my weight. So when I got into the fight, even though I made the weight, I wasn't like 100% myself. Like I say, it's a learning experience. You learn it every time in amateurs. You learn a lot, learn more and more about yourself. So, but my family, like, it is very important. Ever since, especially dealing with you know, my father killed himself when I was 8 years old. So, very important to me.
Friendship, friends. Boxing required sacrifices that not everyone understands. Have your friendships changed since you become serious about boxing?
Um, I mean, I never really have like even prior to that, I never really had that much friends I could say because I already knew from the jump like people are not really genuine your friends. People are just secretly envious of you for or jealous of you because of whatever it is, like whatever it is that's odd, like that doesn't even make sense, because you might have something that is something about you, but something about your aura, something how you carry yourself. You know, I don't really like I mean, I have of course I got friends like I got people in my corner per se, but I'm not really I don't really trust a lot of people, because I already know like certain people just have bad intentions, people like people not just there for your best interest. And then on top of that, now I'm getting into boxing, I'm taking it seriously. I really this some of the people I used to talk to more, like it started to fade out a bit. I don't really like talk to like a lot of people. If it's besides the people from my gym, like I don't really like talk to a lot of people outside the gym per se. Um, and that's all right with me, I just know that's life. That's life. That's just just like nothing new to me, Um, so yeah, like I'm not really focused on that. I'm just focused on becoming better, taking this boxing journey seriously, and yeah, leveling up in life. That's what I'm mainly focused on. I'm not focused on falling out with friends. That's not really important to me. They come and go. It is what it is. Yeah.
Your biggest sacrifice. Every serious boxer gives something up for the sport. It might be time, comfort, money, social life, or even opportunities in other areas. Those sacrifices only make sense if the dream is important enough. What is the biggest sacrifice you have made for boxing so far?
Mm. Biggest sacrifice. Uh, the biggest sacrifice I'll say for boxing, I'll say I'll probably say time. Yeah, time. Yeah, biggest sacrifice is time. Like I have more time. I need more time to train. I need more time to, work on what I need to work on as far as boxing goes. Said I all the time I was in the gym, I could have been, going out to party and whatever. But that just never was me. Like I never was a party person per se. I don't really like partying for real. You ask my mother, you ask anybody who know me, like I don't really like partying for real. Or like going out per se here and there. Um, yeah, boxing just took a lot of time. I would say that I sacrificed a lot of time, you know, into like becoming better in my craft, taking this seriously, taking more initiative to where I wanted to be in the future. But yeah, that's what I would say. Boxing sacrificed a lot of time.
Your biggest motivation. What is
Mhm.
the biggest thing motivating you right now?
Ah, motivation, biggest motivation. Um, biggest motivation, I would say is winning. Winning or just the boxing journey itself. Like, I just think it's just a motivation alone. Being the gym atmosphere and everything and just being in the gym I'm at, like it just motivates me. You know, But it's more so consistency. That's per se. That's more important. Because motivation is like temporary. Consistency, that's a different factor. If you're more consistent, if you keep doing what you're supposed to be doing, there's no reason why you can't get to that next level, you know. So I'll just say just every day just like going on with the boxing journey. That's probably been my biggest motivation. I can't really like name call anything else, but I say that.
Have you thought about leaving boxing?
Um, Probably one time, like just one time, like I got um, it was like one time is I don't think it was sparring. It was just yeah, I believe it was sparring. Like I was just thinking like, damn, I don't know if I want to continue doing this, but I just kept I just remember back in my head like yo, why I did it for and this and that. So I just kept going and kept going. But other than that, not as much. Like, I just keep pushing myself. Just keep pushing myself. Even if certain days I feel tired, I don't feel like going to the gym. I just push myself. Just push myself to keep going. Keep working. You know. But yeah, probably only one time. That's about it.
And tell me please about your next fight.
My next fight. So I wanted to fight the 22nd at a club show in the Bronx. The Bronx Legends Cops and Kids Gym. Well, they call us Bronx Legends. I don't think it's, but the Cops and Kids sponsored the gym. They put the money for the gym. So I wanted to fight in that show, but unfortunately they didn't have anybody for me. So I'm most likely to be fighting this September, hopefully, at a club show in the Church Street gym, in the Trinity gym. So hopefully I'll fight in that venue September 24th. I'm gonna be fighting it back down to fit middleweight. I'm campaigning at 165 pounds. The reason why I fought at 176, it was more like a last minute thing, and I just realized like that's like my lazy weight. Like I could like that's more like if I'm not like training hard enough, I could make 165. It's not difficult to make 165 for me. So yeah, I'm campaigning and staying at 165 from now on.
And my final question.
Mhm.
Will this fight be your starting point for success?
I mean, my last fight was, I mean, that's my first W, but I'll say yeah, that would be my first fight. I probably get more names. I probably start being on a rise to the occasion, and then try to put my name out there, start making introduce myself to the USA amateur boxing. Start putting my name out there, getting more recognition, getting more people notice me, people look out for me and this and that, and yeah, tell them like let them know like I'm a force to be reckoned with. But that just comes with it. Every time I'm sparring, this and that, everybody I'm sparring with, like, they help me get to that next level. So, yeah, mm, yeah, for sure.
Andrew, thank you so much for taking the time to sit down with me and share your story. It was
Mhm.
great getting to know the person behind the Buzzsaw, not just the boxer people see inside the ring. Your
Yeah,
journey is still being written, and we are excited to see how far you can take it. Keep walking, keep learning, keep believing, and most important, keep chasing the dream. Ladies and gentlemen, Andrew Baptiste, remember the name. The Buzzsaw is only getting started. And your final message to our audience.
our message: keep working, man. Keep working. Whatever it is you're going through in life, God ain't put you something you can't handle. So keep your faith to God, or whatever you believe in, Allah, if you're Muslim, whatever religion it is, just keep believing in yourself. Nobody's gonna believe for you. Just keep pushing yourself. Come out.
Goodbye
All
and
right, man.
good
Appreciate you
luck.
with the interview. Thank you.
I respect you.
All right, man.